Hello everyone, we have Eorin the Forest Sting on the test server. So like in the patch notes said, he's a wilder. It's gonna be an agility based hero, and it's gonna be a ranger's gonna be Eorin's class, and for the primary role it's gonna be burst damage. Let's start by looking at his skills. I'm gonna start looking at his ultimate skill. It's called Combined Spear. Eorin combines the shaft and the spearhead and attacks enemies 4 times. The first 3 hits each deal damage equal to 170% of his attack rating, and the last hit deals damage equal to 260% of his attack rating. If the Poisonous Mushroom skill is unlocked, all of Eorin's hits will apply Poisonous Mushroom and Vine Fern debuffs to the enemy when under the combined mode. The damage of Poisonous Mushroom and Vine Fern will also be increased by 25% for 5 seconds after he uses his ultimate. This effect cannot stack, and the Combined Spear will separate again after the ultimate ends. Level 2 damage of the first 3 hits increased to 190%, and level 3 final hit deals 280% damage to enemies. So yeah, the thing I'm looking for here is to find out what the Poisonous Mushroom and the Vine Fern are. So yeah, I'm looking to see what those two skills there are about. Let's look at this one. Weak Spot Mark. At the beginning of a battle, Eorin quickly approaches the enemy hero with the highest attack rating, dealing damage equal to 260% of his attack rating, and applying a Weak Spot Mark on the target. The Weak Spot Mark reduces the target's crit damage resistance by 8 points. This skill refreshes when the marked enemy dies. Level 2 damage is increased to 80%, level 3 damage is increased to 300%, and level 4 reduces the target's crit damage resistance by 16 points instead of 8 points. Yeah, it just looks like it's just going to deal damage to the enemy with the highest attack rating, and then also provide the crit damage resistance on them. So it's a pretty easy skill to remember there. Let's look at the third skill. Here's the Poisonous Mushroom skill I was looking at before. Passive. This is a passive ability. Eorin's Spearhead attack applies 1 stack of Poisonous Mushroom to the enemy. If he uses his Spear Shaft to attack an enemy with this debuff, he will spread 1 stack of Poisonous Mushroom to the enemy closest to him. Each Poisonous Mushroom stack lasts for 6 seconds and can be stacked up to 3 times. Each stack deals damage equal to 60% of Eorin's attack rating every 2 seconds. The Poisonous Mushroom will apply a stack of Vine Fern to the carrier every 1 second. Each Vine Fern stack lasts for 5 seconds and reduces the enemy's crit block rate by 5 points. Number of Vine Fern stacks cannot exceed the carrier's Poison Mushroom stacks. Both debuffs can be dispelled. We have level 2. When an enemy with the Vine Fern debuff takes critical strike damage, all enemies with the Vine Fern debuff will suffer damage equal to 30% of Eorin's attack rating. Each stack of Vine Fern on the target will amplify the damage by 100%. This effect has a 5-second cooldown. Level 3 Vine Fern damage is increased to 50%. And then we have the first Engraving skill, which is level 4. When an enemy with the Poisonous Mushroom debuff receives another stack of Poisonous Mushroom, the enemy will suffer damage equal to 60% of Eorin's attack rating for each Poisonous Mushroom debuff they have. Yeah, this first Engraving skill sounds pretty good, and overall this skill has a lot of stats to it. Has a lot for it here. Yeah, I think it's a pretty unique skill. I think it looks pretty good here. And let's look at the final skill here, Stacking Spores. Eorin swiftly attacks an enemy with his Spearhead and Shaft 4 times, each hit dealing damage equal to 190% of his attack rating. If the enemy has Poisonous Mushroom debuff, when they take the 4th hit, each Poisonous Mushroom stack will cause the last hit to deal additional damage equal to 2% of the enemy's lost health. Each additional damage cannot exceed 140% of Eorin's attack rating. Level 2 damage of each hit is increased to 210%. Level 3 damage of each hit is increased to 230%. And we have the second skill for Engraving. Each Poisonous Mushroom stack will cause the last hit to deal additional damage equal to 3% of the enemy's lost health. Each additional damage cannot exceed 210% of Eorin's attack rating. So yeah, a lot of these skills are based on the Poisonous Mushroom and the Vine Fern stacks here. So yeah, those two are going to be, the Poisonous Mushroom and the Vine Fern are going to be very important, it looks like, for Eorin. And those are all the skills. Let's look at the signature item. Parasitic Spear. The signature item skill, yeah, Parasitic Spear. Each stack of Poisonous Mushroom the enemy has reduces the damage they deal to Eorin by 5%. So yeah, having a lot of stacks of Poisonous Mushroom will be very good for the signature item. Plus 10, each stack of Poisonous Mushroom the enemy has reduces the damage they deal to Eorin by 10%. Plus 20, 100% of the damage dealt by Eorin's Poisonous Mushroom is converted into his health. And the plus 30, each time a Vine Fern damage is triggered, Eorin's attack rating will permanently increase by 2.5%, up to 15 stacks. So yeah, the plus 20 sounds very good, allowing the Poisonous Mushroom the damage from the Poisonous Mushroom to be converted into Eorin's health, and also the plus 30 with the Vine Fern. The Vine Fern allowing Eorin's attack rating to increase here with 15 stacks. So that sounds pretty good. The plus 30 sounds pretty good for Eorin, allowing Eorin to do more damage. Okay, let's see about Eorin's furniture here. And they have the summer update here, so they have a little cute loading screen. We have Rotten Sprout with the 3/3. When an enemy hero with Poisonous Mushroom debuff dies, each stack will increase Eorin's crit by 5 points and attack rating by 8% for 5 seconds. This effect can stack many times and each with its own duration. And the 9 of 9 we have, when Poisonous Mushroom is first applied to the enemy, it will cause them to receive 30% more damage dealt from Eorin. The damage amplification is reduced by 4% every second, cooldown to, or down to 10% at most. So, yeah, the 9 of 9 sounds pretty good, allowing Eorin to do 30% more damage to enemies when the Poisonous Mushroom is first applied to them. And also, the damage amplification is reduced by 4% every second, and it'll be down to 10% at most. So the first part, especially to me, with the 9 of 9 furniture, sounds pretty good. Yeah, definitely allowing Eorin to do even more damage. Now, I can see him doing quite a bit of damage here. So yeah, I can see him doing quite a bit of damage, especially with his primary role being burst damage. I can see him doing quite a bit of damage. And we looked at the engraving. Let's move on to the Arena of Trials. I know most likely the Arena of Trials has already started, so I'm not actually doing the actual Arena of Trials. I just want to look at the wooden dummy that is in the Arena of Trials. Yeah, the Arena of Trials for Eorin has already started here, but I want to look at the wooden dummy here. I just want to look at, just to see what his skills look like here. I have the speed turned down all the way, and right off the bat, adding these symbols to the top of the enemies. I don't know if that's the Poisonous Mushroom or the Vine Fern, or which symbol that is, but yeah, the symbol looks very cool, and he's moving very fast around the battlefields here so far. And his ultimate ability there, I think that's the Poisonous Mushroom, because I do see some vines appearing. I don't know if that's the Vine Fern ability or what that is, but yeah, I can only assume that might be the Vine Fern part of the ability, based on the fact that there are vines growing from the ground. Yeah, he's moving very fast. Yeah, he's moving very fast. That's the first thing I noticed about him, is just how fast he moves around the battlefield. And yeah, his attacks are kind of fast as well. Yeah, his attacks are very fast. Yeah, he's a ranger hero. Like a lot of the ranger heroes that we have do move around the battlefield, like Lucretia. when Lucretia gets going, she's able to move very fast over to the enemies and just deal a lot of damage to them. Yeah, overall he's looking very good. Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna have a problem with dying early like some of the Ranger heroes have, but we're just gonna have to see how well he's able to do with like the campaign and other places like that. So that's Eorin. Overall, I think he could do pretty well. We're like I just said, I'm gonna have to see if he dies early or if he's gonna be able to survive long enough to do a lot of damage. And if you like this video, make sure to subscribe. There'll be a button ahead that will allow you to do that, and there'll also be a video over there that you can watch as well. And thanks for watching.